Welcome to GCU Softball Stadium, back for the second game of the Saturday tournament. Grand Canyon finishing up here against Bradley University, 3-0 so far. They were able to beat the Braves yesterday, 7-4 comeback victory. Kelly Kapp, the leadoff batter here, digs in against Taylor Nolan, who got the complete game. Their first game of the tournament against Northern Colorado, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 11 strikeouts. And now she's back out there, 3 complete games in the tournament so far by all these Lopes pitchers. And that is a partial reason why they're above. This one, they're going to call a ball as they had to appeal down to the third base umpire. So now Nolan down in the count, 3-1.
In total, Knapp has been up 7 times so far. Looking to make something of this one. She really wants to hit this ball and really, I don't know, kind of just see what they can do today to improve on their performance from last night.
Grand Canyon started with the lead and never really lost that one, as it's blooped sort of in between the third baseman and shortstop, but an easy play for Shea Smith as she's on for the first out. And after being down 3-1 in the count, Nolan will retire the leadoff hitter. And Kapp is now 2 for 8, I should say, on the tournament. Now batting the second baseman, Liz Leonard, who is also 2 for 7 so far. Got her swinging on the first pitch. It's 0-1. Nolan set in the delivery. High in the zone. Fouled off now. It'll be 1-1. As Liz Leonard, a double and a strikeout already in the tournament so far. Looking to get her team on the board, or at least a runner on here in the top of the first. One, two. Nolan working from ahead in the count. Set, and this one fouled onto the right side. Well, Michael Potter and I were talking about it last night in the Bradley game, about how at one point in the season, I'm sure, because of how the net is structured, we could get a foul ball right up here. And I said that I wanted to make it my season goal to catch one from the broadcaster's booth here. That one, the closest we've seen so far.
Absolutely,
Struck her out. Nolan brings the heat. Sorry about that, Dewey, as the 1-2 delivery just blows by Liz Leonard. And so 2 outs.
It's already started off to a pretty quick game. 2 strikeouts already. A little close on the inside there.
1-0. Nolan working quickly and effectively early. This one looked to be good, but I guess high in the zone. For the second ball, that'll be 2-0.
You kind of see some of the focus off some of these Bradley players as GCU won last night. And another one.
Foul ball off to the right side. This one really over top of the dugout. And a good job of the Braves staying in these at-bats early, fouling some off. You really want to, especially with the dominance that Nolan had last game against Northern Colorado, as she gets the second strike here. Now it'll be 2-2. Saw that a lot last game. Northern Colorado was able to foul a lot of pitches off of Valencia. Oh, tried to get her to chase high. This one at the eyes. That's the pitch Nolan wanted, but smart job of laying off that one by Schroeder. She's 5 of 7 in 2 games. And the full count delivery fouled off right back to us.
we keep talking about this net. They pop them up every single time, and they're just inches away from coming over the other side and hitting one of us in the head.
Yeah, Taylor and I saw plenty of foul balls. None of them made their way over the fence to us, though. I'm still waiting on that. We'll get one during the season sometime.
Absolutely.
Fouled off again. Just barely creeping below that one, and it's 3-2, just what we said. The Braves batters staying alive, forcing Nolan to deliver more pitches. So we'll stay with a full count. A weak fly ball high to the first baseman. Makes the catch, and that is the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Taylor Nolan after a dominating first game. No hits, no runs, none left on, and that will be the end of the first. So we'll go, or the end of the top of the first. We'll see the Lopes at the plate next. GCU now offers a unique opportunity to earn your doctorate through an on-campus evening cohort. Doctorate programs in education and in philosophy are enrolling now. Scholarships are available. The next evening cohort begins in March. For more information, visit gcu.edu/doctoral 2017. That's gcu.edu/doctoral 2017. And for the Braves, they kind of had to sit around longer and watch the game, so a bit of disadvantage there. Of course, you do get the rest, but maybe not getting the muscles going as early as you'd like, as Northern Colorado and GCU getting the early game. Bradley and the Bears will finish off the 5 o'clock slot. On the mound, it'll be Emma Jackson. She'll take pitching duties for Bradley. A 99 ERA, just an unfortunate chance to come in. She didn't even make it through a third of an inning. So, in one appearance, that was last night, GCU was able to get to her. And now leading off, it'll be Shea Smith. She's been on fire. 5 for 12, a triple, a homer, a double, or 2 doubles, I should say. Looking to start off the third game in similar fashion.
Absolutely. She's definitely been one of the stronger batters for the Lopes this tournament, as you said. Looking to continue that GCU streak.
Smith is going to lay down a nice bunt in between the third and the pitcher, and she'll get there on with a bunt base hit. A beautifully placed bunt, and Shea Smith is able to leg herself out, an infield single and a leadoff bunt.
There's nothing like a nice quick bunt to get the game started, get on base nice and early, make it nice and easy for the Lopes to, continue that momentum and keep moving forward.
And this is going to be a bunt by her twin sister, Sierra. Will she get there? No. But able to move Shea over to second, and a runner in scoring position here. The bottom of the first with only 1 out. Now is going to come up Nikki Gonzalez, who is 3 for 8 so far in the tournament. 3 RBIs and a walk. So Nikki Gonzalez, a chance for another RBI here. The bottom half of the first inning. There's a base hit. This one splits the center and right fielder all the way to the wall. Smith will score. Gonzalez on to second, and there's the RBI they wanted. The Lopes once again will open up a first inning lead on these Braves, and already figuring out how to hit Emma Jackson, flustering this infield, and just the start the Antelopes were looking for.
Nice and quick. Like, as we kept saying, it's just into the game already. They have that warmed-up mentality. They're ready to go. They didn't hesitate at all with both the twin sisters starting off with bunts, getting there, and then finally getting that RBI. Lopes are up 1-0. Lainey Gonzalez is up to bat next.
Well, now Gonzalez Lainey Gomez, I should say, Gonzalez just got that double, and a bunt attempt is going to go for a ball as she'll pull back in time. Gomez 2 for 8. 3 runs scored, however, 2 RBIs, and a strikeout thus far. She'll bat from the left side, and that one's a slap base hit into left off the diving glove of the shortstop. And the throw goes through, a bad throw all the way to right. She will score, and this Bradley team looking awful here in the bottom of the first inning. A throwing error. Just a foolish play, and GCU able to convert on that, and a huge 3-run bottom of the first already.
Just like that, the Lopes took lead, took charge, and are ready to go.
The second baseman, number 5, Cambry Wortman.
Now Wortman, who has been the hottest batter on this roster, but the whole Bradley team is going to have a conference at the mound. Not the start you were looking for here if you're Bradley looking to avenge these Lopes.
Usually in a tournament like this, having back-to-back games, you want to come off of the night before fully rested and ready to go with a new recharged battery to try to come back and reset what happened for the game before. But so far, Bradley doesn't seem to be capitalizing on the overnight rest that they had against GCU just last night, and struggling to get in the game so far already.
Well, that ERA, even though it was not a ton of time, is indicative of the fact that the Lopes were able to figure her out in her one appearance, as this ball floated high in the zone for the first ball. It's 1-0 to Cambry Wortman. Set, and the delivery. This one inside, a good framing job by the catcher Kenzie Hill, as it looked like may have just been a couple inches off the knees, but gets the call anyway. It's 1-1.
Wortman's had the most presence so far with 3 doubles and 2 RBIs, and another hit right now.
And that's a weak fly ball to the second baseman for the out.
Batting 6th, the first baseman, number 8, Bianca Bowling.
Now Bianca Bolin, 2 of 10. She has scored a run, 5 RBIs. That thanks to 2 doubles. And this one off the inside part of the bat. As a result, it's squibbed to the shortstop. But the damage is done. A couple of hits. None stranded, and 3 runs for the Lopes. So a bottom half of the first. They open up on the Braves. We'll be right back for the top of the second.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light. And now GCU is leading in the area of computer science and IT. With over 200 university degree programs across 9 colleges, on campus and online, join the most inventive concept in education today. Fast track options available with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, and systems architecture. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/IT.
3 runs for the Lopes in the bottom half of the inning. Started with a bunt single from Shea Smith to lead it off, and then a sac bunt from her twin sister to get her over into scoring position. Nikki Gonzalez would get her around with a double to right center, and then Lainey Gomez put the ball on a line to left field, and due to a throwing error, both runners on base scored, including her, all the way from first. And now a lead and some comfortability here as they will face 4, 5, and 6 to start the top half of the second. It'll be Katie Habrel. Steps in 2 for 6.
Batting 4th, the first baseman, number 25, Katie Habrel.
Habrel so far in this tournament has gotten 2 RBIs. So I'm sure she's looking to get on base and get another one of those on the stat sheet.
Needing to figure out Nolan here and get on base first. So the Braves went 1-2-3. The 1-0 delivered high in the zone. And Haberl's up in the count 2-0.
Lopes seem to have gotten into a nice rhythm right now throughout this being the second day of the tournament and having comfortability just being out on this field already, even though it's pretty much brand new. They already have taken it as home and used it as theirs. Nice pop-up right there.
The sun may be an issue here. Yep. Wortman's able to make the play and a nice job of calling off her center fielder. And talked about the new stadium. What a way to start off the new stadium with a winless, I guess a lossless streak so far of 3, looking to make it 4 and sweep the tournament into tomorrow as well.
Absolutely.
So 1 out. So the first pitch is in there for a ball. Caitlin McCarron, 4 for 7 and an RBI. She's been a decent form of offense for this Braves squad so far, as the second pitch is just outside, called for the second ball. Nolan's done a great job of staying in the count once she's gotten behind in the count, throwing a couple balls. She's started a couple at-bats, 2-0, but stayed in there, thrown a couple strikes, and there's one there. Working back in the count against McCarron, it's 2-1. The open stance for Caitlin McCarron. Foul territory. And it's not made, the play not made due to the sun because of Shea Smith. It looks like she called off the third baseman, Sierra Smith, but having to have her glove up to keep the sun out of her eyes and unable to make the catch. But fortunately, it was in foul territory, so no real consequences. It'll still be 2-2. Nolan worked back in the count once more.
Got to work hard, both of these teams today, with the overcast skies, sun moving in and out of their eyes.
Yeah, the glare in the backdrop is certainly something that we saw come into effect last night, too. A couple misplayed balls out in the outfield. Even in the infield, and we talked about maybe just because of the fact that they hadn't had a ton of practices in the new stadium and, you know, just the backdrop and all the glare. So certainly still getting used to that, and they will as soon as they dig into the stadium. This one lined into center for a base hit past a diving Shea Smith. A good job of waiting on that one and putting that one right back up the middle for McCarron. A first hit of the day for the Braves.
Batting 6th, the third baseman, number 9, Stephanie Campos.
So now Campos will look to make something happen here with a runner on first. She's 1 for 6 in the 2 games she's played thus far. 1 run scored, 1 RBI, and 1 homer. Of course, that RBI, a solo shot, and that cut the lead in half. But of course, they were never able to gain the lead, as the Lopes went on to win that one 7-4.
First base for the Braves, number 20, Brooklyn Bain.
So a pinch runner on for Caitlin McCarron is going to be Brooklyn Bain. Looking to get some speed and get a run in here in response as that one rides up. Hits her in the elbow. And Campos able to shake that one off, but now it'll be first and second. Threatening here.
Sorry about that. Saw that a couple of times yesterday, too, where a couple of the Braves players got hit and they got on base, giving them the advantage, giving them that opportunity to score more times than they should have.
Nolan set with a runner on first and second, and the pitch just misses outside. So now catcher Kenzie Hill and the rest of the infield will bring it in and meet Nolan on the bump.
Never hurts to get a little communication in early so you guys get back in sync together if anybody is, a little off.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Always good to talk about it, too, to make sure. And smart play by catcher to call that and get up in there and say something.
Telling Nolan to relax. You got one out. Keep it low in the zone and force a double play ball, and that's exactly what we've seen as this throw down there. It got her. Yep, it got her. What a throw down there by Kenzie Hill. I knew before that ball even left her hand that she was hosed, and sure enough, it's the second out of the inning. A great throw by Kenzie Hill on down to the second baseman. And Wortman put a great tag on the runner as well. This is the second time sort of an error by a pinch runner, as we saw it last game against Northern Colorado. GCU was able to capitalize and get out of a huge inning thanks to a running mistake. So now 3-0, 2 outs, but the damage certainly limited. Only one on first. Delivery is in there. Nope, it missed. So she walked her, and now the bases would be loaded with with one gone. Here for Telly Hunter, who's 0 for 4 so far. But instead, it's just first and second with 2 outs and 3 force outs. Chances for the Lopes.
Telly Hunter at bat. Not much action seen so far in the tournament, but she's definitely going to try to load up these bases and get on first.
Nolan blowing that one past Hunter. In there for the first strike. One and one, runner on first and second. The delivery, off-speed pitch, seemed to miss just high in the zone, if anything. Saw that called consistently last night, but not this morning. The 2-1. This one low in the zone, and now it's going to be 3-1. So a good batter's count for Telly Hunter here, with a runner in scoring position and a runner on first, but 2 outs. Nolan able to force a nubber, and this one is going to drop in center field. Not going to get the throw, and a smart no throw by Lainey Gomez, who came up and wouldn't have had any chance of beating the runner. So Telly Hunter has herself an RBI.
Looks like Kenzie's headed back up. We got one of the assistant coaches going up there and talking to him too. A little unsettling. Unhappy with the performance with Nolan so far in this last top of the second.
Well, just having to relax here and get out of the inning. 2 outs. She's been throwing some balls. Needing to stay alive here, or hoping to, I should say, is Gabby Stoner, who's 1 for 7. And another chance for RBIs for the Braves. First and second again. As Telly Hunter just switched spots with her teammate. Nolan's going to have that first pitch in there for a strike. And they're going to call a balk. I think, yeah, they call a balk on Taylor Nolan before the pitch was delivered. That's the only thing I can think of on why the runners would have advanced to second and third. I believe they called the balk. So Nolan balked. Second and third now for Gabby Stoner. Delivery, blows it by her again, high. 0-2, 2 outs, and a big 0-2 pitch.
This next pitch is going to be crucial from Nolan to keep that balk from having some negative repercussions. Hopefully she can capitalize on that as she has 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Swinging through that one, second strike. Scoreboard was wrong earlier. I said it was 0-2. Sorry about that. And the 1-2. Fouled off. Good job staying alive. We've seen these Braves batters do it a lot. Just get the smallest piece of it. And Stoner will dig in for another chance. Down in the count, 1-2. Hill's going to change or get a new ball from the catcher. And Nolan set again. The 1-2. Oh, trying to get her to chase high and away, but barely holding up, and an enticing pitch. Two and two for Nolan. Trying to get her to swing outside and can't do it. Stoner wanted it, but able to hold up at the last second. Not even so much as a checked swing, and now we'll have a full count here with 2 outs. Gabby Stoner, 1 for 7. She struck out once already, and she'll be able to get a piece underneath that one. Lined into the backstop, so staying alive.
Stoner being really smart, being patient with some of these swings as Nolan's trying to test her, get her to hit a little outside the box, but she's not biting.
3-2. Weak number on to short. Smith over to first, and that is going to do it. But a run comes across on a couple hits. And Bradley has an answer, but only a third of the answer, and so it'll be 3-run, 3-1 into the bottom of the second.
Check out the latest from the College of Theology's blog, Living Faith. This Christian blog covers biblical, theological, and practical topics, all written by GCU faculty and special guests. Go to blogs.gcu.edu/COT. Again, that's blogs.gcu.edu/COT.
Back here, ready for the start of the bottom of the second inning. And the Lopes just picking up where they left off against Bradley last night. They opened up 2 runs in the top half of the first inning, but then the response in the bottom half by Bradley was 1, and this time it's the same. So every time the Lopes have been able to score runs, Bradley has responded with at least one of their own in the ensuing half of the inning. See if Grand Canyon has another answer, as Dowdle is going to lead this at-bat off in the 7 spot.
The left fielder, number 4, Maddie Dowdle.
She's 0 for 3. The sophomore not able to get on base her first game, but looking for an answer here against Emma Jackson. GCU has had no problems so far. And the first pitch to Dowdle is a called strike on the outside part of the plate. This one, not foul. That's going to stay fair. And so a little bleeder into right field down the line is going to be a leadoff single. So Maddie Dowdle on base for the first time this summer, or for this season.
Smart choice to hold backups, for sure. She thought she had a chance in opening to keep on going to second, but just not enough time. She heads back, stays on first.
Now Olsen's going to bunt it, and it's going to pop out of the catcher's glove. So, wow, what a break, and a needed break. Here's that comes out of the catcher Schroeder's glove. And the bunt, a terrible bunt attempt, but she'll get new life. Lulu's 2 for 6. Try at another bunt, but pull back as that ball is too far outside. Another 1-1. This is a bunt put down, and that one in the gap. Will she be able to round second for third? Not quite. There was no one there, as they were expecting the pitcher to get the bunt or the first baseman, and then the second baseman had to go cover first for the throw, but the bunt got past the pitcher and just bleeded to the second base stop. So that's going to be a hit, and it'll be first and second with no outs for Kenzie Hill, the catcher, in her first at-bat. She's going to square to bunt, get the third baseman charging, but a good job and a smart job of the shortstop getting over to third base. We've seen a couple errors like that for Bradley so far.
Bradley being a little smarter now, watching.
1-0 bunt put down, but foul, and now it'll be 1-1.
Definitely paying more attention to Lopes runners on base. Any sneaking off that they see, they're going to be eyeing that pretty heavily as they ease back up.
This pitch on its way, and the bunt is foul. So it'll be 2 strikes now. And Kenzie Hill's going to have to get it done with a swing. And it's on its way. It's high and away, so 2-2. Count is even. Runners on first and second. Hill, 2 for 6 in the tournament so far. 2 RBIs and a double. The off-speed pitch gets Hill way out in front, and it's fouled off into the catcher's mask. Count stays at 2-2.
Lopes on base. Tension high as they get ready to take off right now.
Down to the shortstop, and another error made. And so another error is going to be made by this Braves team. This one in the fault of Gabby Stoner. And so now the bases will be loaded with no outs after that error. Could have been a double play ball had she played it right.
Shortstop, Shay Smith.
And now the bases are loaded for Shay Smith, who has been on fire and been on a tear. 5 of 12 so far for Smith. 5 runs scored, a triple and a home run, and 3 RBIs. So a chance for a couple more here with runners in 2 scoring positions and no outs. A conference at the mound for Bradley, and you got to figure this leash of Emma Jackson may be running out if Smith can get a gapper here. On its way, it's fouled off.
As we said before, Shay Smith, one of the powerhouse hitters for the Lopes. And especially with the bases loaded, you can only expect good things from this lineup.
There's not too much you can do with these pitches. You can't. Yeah, they're going to call that. Yeah, they're going to say that hitter. That barely nicked the corner of Shea Smith's elbow, and as a result, the bases are going to be loaded again and a
Third
run
baseman, Sierra
in.
Smith.
Just like that, we got 4-1, Lopes leading. As Shea took a walk, her sister Sierra is now up to bat with the bases still loaded. I went a little
First
low.
pitch. A little bit low for a ball, so 1-0. 4-1 Lopes lead. The bases are juiced. Sierra Smith, sacrifice bunt, who moved her sister over to second base, who would then go on to score thanks to a double from Nikki Gonzalez into the right center gap. The 1-1 delivery to Smith. Blooped into left. Caught. No tag. No throw. And now the first out comes. And a good pitch. An off-speed ball up in the zone.
Hit player,
And a
Nikki
weak
Gonzalez.
fly ball to left field.
Lopes are still in good position, though, with only one out. Bases still loaded. They can do a lot with this right now.
They can do a lot, especially since Nikki Gonzalez got a double and an RBI in her last at-bat, but needing to keep this ball off the ground in the infield. Just get it out of the infield and get a run in. Of course, if a throw, any ball in the infield will be coming home from these Bradley players. Of course, still having to make the throw. They've made a couple errors already. The 1-0 from Jackson. Swung on and missed by Gonzalez. 1-1. This one is hit hard, but way out in front of it. Would have been extra bases down the line for sure. But it's the second strike. It'll be 1-2. Fouled off there.
You can kind of see some of the angst with Gonzalez as she's sees that the bases are loaded, hitting the ball. She wants to get the ball out of there so she can get the rest of her team around and put some more points on the board. Ooh, there it goes.
High in the air, though. They're going to get a tag, and a run will score, so a sac fly. And a good job by Nikki Gonzalez to get a run in. It's 5-1.
Lopes still have
Center fielder, Lady Gomez.
runners on first and third with 2 outs. Now as Laney Gomez comes up to bat, we'll see if she can give them a chance to put some more on there.
And she'll take second. So why not get it from first and third, or yeah, first and third to second and third now. Gomez right off the pitcher's leg, and she's hurt. That ball was hit incredibly hard. That'll score 2, and the steal ends up working in the favor of the Lopes, and Emma Jackson is visibly rattled. 7 runs here in the first 2 innings, and it looks like she may be done for the day. Laney Gomez, who lined an absolute shot to left field and scored on a bad throw, is going to be right on top of this ball again, put it right back up the middle and off the left thigh of the pitcher, which caromed then into the space in between the second baseman and first baseman, and led to a hit and 2 RBIs.
And with only 2 outs, the Lopes got everybody who was on base around, as it looks like they might have switched pitchers right now.
Yeah, they are going to switch pitchers.
As Emily Visnick comes on. Going to give her a few warm-up throws.
Well, these Lopes have done a great job. We talked about at the top of the broadcast of how they got Jackson out right when she came in last night. An ERA of 99, and an unfortunate situation for her. Just the way ERA works, but today's certainly not going to help that case. GCU will take it, though, as they get ready here for Camry Wortman, who popped out to the second baseman in her first at-bat, but already a comfortable lead, 7-1, and that's how many they got last night in total against the Braves.
Now batting for the Lopes, the second baseman, Camry Wortman.
So here's Wortman, a runner on first.
Just like Shea Smith as well, Wortman, another powerhouse hitter for the Lopes. Still have Gomez on first.
Wortman set to go here. We said on the bump, Emily Visnick, but look at her face, something you don't see too often. She's wearing a mask, clearly. Must have taken a liner off her face in the past, and that's the danger of playing pitcher. And you see in the MLB, some of the pitchers experimenting with these padded hats to prevent concussions and head injuries. And of course, you like to see it. You'd rather err on the side of caution, certainly after getting a liner to the face. Wortman, base hit. That's going to be an extra base hit in the gap between the center field and left fielder, and an RBI for Camry Wortman. The Lopes cannot be slowed down. It's 8-1, 5 runs so far in the bottom of the second inning.
Just like we said, Wortman with the power hitting
First baseman,
comes around,
Bianca Bowley.
executes exactly what she needs to do.
So not the start that you wanted if you're Emily Visnick, the new pitcher for the Braves. A runner in scoring position with 2 outs here. As that one tapped right in front of the plate. Throw made. And Bianca Bowling is retired. That is going to do it for the second inning. But 5 runs to answer the 3 from the bottom of the first in the Lopes. And they'll add on to make a 7-run lead. Lopes lead 8-1. We'll be right back.
Finding the right college isn't always simple. The choices I make today affect where I'll be tomorrow. That's why I chose Grand Canyon University. Here I'm working toward a greater purpose and a place that feels like home. With scholarships to help me earn my degree, I can graduate in less than 4 years. By attending GCU, Arizona's premier private Christian university, I know I'm not just making the right choice, I'm making the smart choice.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Well, the stint of Emma Jackson, starting pitcher for Bradley, the Bradley Braves, not long-lived. She was smacked for 7 runs, and then the relief pitcher came on. It was Emily Visnick. Still gave up a run, and that is where we are in this game in the top of the third with an 8-1 lead. And certainly some nice insurance for Taylor Nolan, who's looking for her second complete game in as many days. Back to the top of the lineup with Kelly Kapp, who popped out to the second baseman to start off the Braves batters.
Hopefully we're going to be seeing a little bit more focus from Nolan in the top of this third inning. She was having a little bit of trouble at top of the second inning, but hopefully some time off gave her a chance to come back and recenter herself so we can see what we're going to do next.
This pitch, the first pitch by Nolan in the top of the third, is taken for a ball. Kelly Kapp, the leader of this Braves team and one of the most influential players on this squad. The 1-0 pitch, taken for a ball outside. And the 2-0. Chop to the second baseman. Wortman didn't get her glove down. And that'll be an error to Camry Wortman, and as a result, Kapp is on.
Second baseman is Leonard.
It'll be GCU's first error of the game today.
Yeah, well now, just having to recover from this one. Hopefully get a double play and get to center. Good job of keeping the glove up, getting the sun out of the eyes by Lainey Gomez, and she's able to make this catch and retire the first batter of the day, or of the inning. Maria Schroeder popped up to the first baseman, her first at bat. And she's running. Hill, throw down. Not in the right spot, as it was just behind the runner. So she'll swipe second, and a runner in scoring position here with one out for the Braves.
Strong attempt by Kenzie Hill, and good eye. See her take it off. As you said, Alex, just not enough.
This one topped and fouled down the third baseline. 1-1 the count. Bradley looking for anything. They've already stranded two on base. Those runners are going to be monumental when it comes down to it, especially since they've jumped out to an 8-1 deficit. Nolan's delivery. She has Schroeder way out in front of this one. Another weak tapper down the third baseline. And so it'll be 0-2. Some spots to put this one here up in the count. High in the zone, she'll throw it down. Good attempt, and the pitch was on line. A couple times I've seen Hill's throwdown, just not the momentum behind it needed to get it all the way down there, and it's kind of bouncing to Wortman there at second and giving the runner a little bit extra time to swipe that bag. Nolan.
Smart, though, from Hill's perspective, putting that pressure on the Braves, just teasing them a little bit, letting them know that she's watching them and that whenever they move away from the base, she's going to be there ready for them.
Well, we've already seen it once, and this one's fouled well down the left side, but way, way in front of that one. 2-2 still as Schroeder's staying alive, forcing Nolan to make pitches. That's all you can do, down 8-1 here early in this ball game.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out as Nolan goes to pitch again. Schroeder.
This one on the way and should have been a strike, but wasn't. All the infielders thought so too. That'll be a full count. 3-2, 1 out. A runner on second here for Bradley. Maria Schroeder, the batter, will fly this one to center. Back, this one off the batter's eye a couple feet, and the throw on to second is going to be in time to prevent the runner from scoring from second base.
Powerful straight hit. Sorry about that. Powerful straight hit right back through the middle.
Yeah, definitely a good hit and some good contact there. The first one we've seen, really, for these Bradley batters. And Nolan company will have another conference at think they're going to keep her in. Taylor Nolan just telling her to relax and get out of this inning.
Bradley's had a couple of really strong plays so far at the top of the third, but still have not yet gotten any runs, as we are still 8-1 with the Lopes leading by 7.
The conference continues at the mound. Home plate umpire coming out to tell him that's enough, but probably just telling her, get out of this inning, and if not, they've got someone relieving. But I think they've got the confidence in Nolan here, especially after going the complete game against Northern Colorado. Katie Habrel popped to the second baseman Wortman in her first at bat. We'll see what the second one produces. The first pitch in there for a strike, and just what Nolan needed.
A little bit of an advantage for the Lopes right now as the clouds completely cover the sky, as that was a little bit high.
This one well up in the zone. Good for the first ball, and it's 1-1. 2 in scoring position here. That pitch taken on the outside part of the plate. It's 2-1. There's been a lot of painting corners and strikes not called and strikes called that maybe shouldn't be. This one lined into left, a base hit. Habrel is going to have herself 1 RBI. And so exactly what we talked about, regardless of how many the Lopes score, Bradley always seems to have an answer of at least 1 in the next half of the inning. And there's only 1 out here, so first and third, Katie Habrel will reach with an RBI single to left field.
Bradley hopefully will use this momentum and this RBI right here to keep on going, as I'm sure they want to pick up some of that deficit they have of now 6, but it's still a significant number for so early in the game.
Brooklyn Bain is going to come on. She pinch ran for McCarran last inning. Squares around to bunt this one in. Maybe a little suicide squeeze here. Get a fast base runner on there, or at the plate. The 1-0. Bunt is put down. Runner's coming home. Nolan's too late. The hesitation is going to lead to a run. She had her dead to rights had that throw been released right away. But as a result, it'll be a infield hit for Brooklyn Bain. The suicide squeeze worked, and it's 2 runs so far in the top half of the third inning for Bradley.
Interesting choice there by Nolan. She had a couple of options, didn't know which one to take at the moment. It all seemed pretty viable since she had the ball so early, but just took a little too long trying to make that decision.
Well, I'm sure what was going through her mind, we're up 8-2. Do I throw it home? You don't want to let the run score, but it's the for sure out at first, so that's probably the out she should have taken, especially given the lead. But what's done is done. A run is in, and it's first and second with one out. The batter, Stephanie Campos, she was hit by a pitch her first at bat. She's well ahead of that one, but lines that one with sharp speed down the third baseline into the dugout. Nolan just needing a couple seconds to regroup, and the 1-1. Off-speed pitch in there for the second strike, so now ahead in the count 1-2. Really wanting to put this one away, especially with two on. Pitch swung on and missed, and the check swing did go around. So Campos is a strikeout victim. And Taylor Nolan, we're going to have another substitution on the Bradley side. Third base coach summoning the home plate umpire. And
Your attention, please. Pitch hitting for the Braves, number 19, Kalia Waisaki.
so instead of Taylor Wilhelm, it's going to be Kalia Waisaki. And she will fly to left for the final out of the inning. But a couple runs there and two stranded, 8-3 as we will go to the bottom of the third. If you're visiting campus this spring, why not stay at the GCU Hotel? Featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill, it's the perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Rooms start at $79 a night. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com. So the response, even if it was only a couple runs, Bradley staying in this game.
Bradley not out yet. Ready to come back and hopefully have some strong defense against the Lopes to keep them from having another power play inning. Bradley Braves want to really hit the Lopes hard with some of their in and outfield percentages, strengthening their response times so they can come back and pressure the Lopes and put a little heat on them. Lopes have been putting the pressure on the Braves all afternoon since the game has started, with the first inning starting with already 3 runs, and then the second one hitting 5.
The same thing against Bradley in the first game. But this time a couple more runs and looking to build on that. It'll be Maddie Dowdle to lead off. She singled to right. That one down the line. Could have been extra bases, but a good job playing the angles. So Visnick looks set. Dowdle will be at the plate. 1 for 4 in the tournament. Stay paused as the home plate umpire talks to the PA announcer about the changes made to these rosters. And we're set for Dowdle's O-Bat. First pitch in the dirt. taken for ball one. Dowdle, a nice at-bat last time, couple foul balls. Got down in the count. Able to take the ball where it was pitched into right field. She'll watch this one for the second ball, 2-0.
Last time she was on, she got a hit and a run. Hoping to do something similar this time. Want to keep that pattern going.
Visnick delivers, and this one misses. It's 3-1 now. And so the 3-1 fouled down the third base line. And way out in front of that one was Dowdle. Inside, and it's a walk for Maddie Dowdle. Exactly the start to the inning that you want, especially if you're trying to build.
Lorianne Olson.
Lorianne Olson now is going to get a chance after getting a bunt single her last time. Not even a throw. It's conceivable she could put down another one. Yes, attempted there, and the throw down to first, almost over the head of Katie Habrel.
Way to get up there, though. Catch it. Make sure there wasn't an error.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dowdle would have been well on her way to third base had that throw gone over. It's a low risk or high risk, low reward play. Pitch on its way. Dowdle gets a nice jump. Big couple of secondary steps. And we'll have time as a pitcher-catcher conference on the mound. Olson will go over to her coach.
Seems to me that in this simple game right here, there's been a lot more communication between catchers and pitchers than last night when they went up against each other. Now that they've had that chance to play each other and, you know, get a little bit of a feel of how they play the game, they can assess what works and what doesn't a little bit better. The Lopes seeming to have done this more effectively than Bradley at the moment. A couple of changes for Bradley.
Yeah, we've got a new center fielder. It's Sydney Young in there, and Brooklyn Bain, who pinch ran and pinch hit and got the suicide squeeze and a run scored for the Braves, is going to stay in right field.
So we got a nice break right here as all the umpires are talking to each other and all the Bradley infield was talking to each other. They're just now releasing, going back to their positions, taking a moment to discuss a new strategy perhaps.
Not quite sure what the delay is here.
Got the head umpire talking to Coach Ann Pearson. Doesn't seem to understand.
Not sure what the discrepancy was there, but either way, we're ready for play. It's 1-1. And the pitch on its way. In there for the second strike. It looked like she was about to put that one down, but couldn't square up completely. And so the 1-2 with no outs. Kind of a slap swing, met halfway, over there, and safe at first base. So a tweener maybe hit in between speed of whether she should charge it or wait back on it, decided to wait back on it, and as a result, a base hit for Lorianne Olson, the second, sort of unconventional way to get on base, but she'll take it.
So now we have Kenzie Hill up to bat. She'll bunt it.
And why not? I mean, some really poor play by these Bradley infielders so far, but able to retire that one. And so it'll be second and third after the bunt. Moves over the runners into scoring position for the top of the lineup and Shay Smith.
While it's always not ideal, sometimes that sacrifice just to get your players around the bases is useful, as we are now loaded up on third and second base.
If you got a team mindset, you love that. And Shay Smith, she's going to give that one a ride. That one's into the left center gap, bounces over for a ground rule double. 2 runs will score. And she'll take second base and getting ready to send Emily Visnick on her way out of this game. 10-3 now was the lead for the Lopes. Boy, could that have worked out any better for Ann Pearson and the Grand Canyon University Antelopes. I mean, the sacrifice bunt to move them over into scoring position, and then as they have been getting all tournament long, production from Shay Smith and a couple RBIs will extend this lead to 7. Popped up. Third baseman will take it. On for the second out.
Designated player, Nikki Gonzalez.
And now Gonzalez, she's had a couple RBIs thanks to a double to right center and a sac fly to right field. Can't get a sac fly here, but maybe a gapper or a single will score the runner from second base. Smith has wheels.
Visnick caught her with that low one, but she's not done yet. Still have Shay Smith on second base.
This one, breaking ball, bounces to the plate, and they got her stealing. Shay Smith, a poorly mistimed play, and that will end the inning. Well, conference with the umpires. Maybe on if she got the tag there. I thought Smith, there was a chance she got the leg in before the tag was applied, but either way, we'll go to the top of the fourth. Don't go anywhere.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Another 2 runs and more of an insurance for Taylor Nolan. 10-3, and the Lopes just continue to hit these Bradley pitchers hard. 9 hits and 2 errors leading to some runs for GCU. Only 1 lost on base, however, and that is the difference as they're able to convert and get their runners home. So the Lopes have done a great job so far in supporting Nolan, who's coming off a complete game, the first game of the tournament yesterday. The most runs the Grand Canyon University Antelopes have scored was last year. This time, the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, the Retrievers, they were able to put 18 on the retrievers and 16 in the next meeting. So maybe a bit too early to start talking 18 runs, but certainly the chance is there as they're more than halfway. Well, this is going to be that batter Young or the right fielder Young, and she's going to try and put down a bunt. Look at the wheels on her, the acceleration right out of the box. Smith is going to need to be almost on top of the catcher. They're going to want to throw out Young here.
So far in this tournament, she's had 1 run, but today this is her first appearance on the field.
One and one. This one bunted right into the catcher, Hill, and it'll be 1 and 2. So a good pitcher's count early in the at-bat here for Taylor Nolan. On its way, she got her. Swung on and missed for the first out of the inning. And the momentum clearly rolling here from offense to defense
Gabby Stoner.
in the form of a strikeout. And Stoner swings on and misses there. Stoner hit it off the end of her bat to the shortstop. Her first at bat. Looking to get a little bit better contact this time. Is that pitch deceptive? It kind of stayed up in the zone forever as it just floated there like a butterfly. But not able to swing there was Stoner, and it'll be 1 and 1. Nolan. This one in the dirt and inside. He's done a good job of dictating the pace of this game, especially since they have the lead. No need to work faster than your own pace and feel pressured, and not doing so there as she finds the second strike. 2 and 2. And she struck her out again.
It's exactly what you want to see, especially in the beginning of the top of the 4th inning. First 2 batters struck out.
The 4th strikeout of the game by my count for Taylor Nolan. 11 on Friday night versus Northern Colorado. Back to the top of the lineup we go with Kelly Cap. 2 outs. She'll put down a bunt, and that one trails foul right off the catcher's left foot. Made her look silly on the off-speed pitch. It's 0-2. And an effective and quick inning here. Kenzie Hill turning around at the umpire, smiling, laughing. I don't know if they're talking about the swing. Geez, did she make her look silly.
Cap had to take a little walk away from that one.
Nolan's got her nasty stuff on the mound tonight. It's that one high, trying to get her chasing something at the eyes, but no dice.
Nolan's had a really good top of this 4th inning so far, as she strikes her out again, 3 in a row.
5th strikeout, and she'll strike out the side. All 3 retired by way of the K, and all 3 forwards Ks as they all get them swinging and not looking. So a testament to how good Nolan is on the mound this afternoon so far, 10-3 as we go to the bottom half of the fourth.
Do not forget to tune into GCU TV tonight for the Lopes' big rematch against New Mexico State. The game starts at 7 p.m. with coverage starting at 6:30. That game is going to be one of the biggest games inside the GCU arena tonight, as it will most definitely be sold out, packed, with everybody there waiting to see that game.
Yeah, that's exciting. We talked about GCU coming off a win off the Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros. New Mexico State coming off a loss. It's the first time they've lost in their home building since last year versus GCU. So the Lopes looking to even out the series against the Aggies on the hardwood tonight. 7 p.m. coverage, like Dewey said, starts at 6:30. You won't want to miss it.
Leading off the fourth for the Lopes.
As we have the Braves getting ready for the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, Gonzalez is going to lead off, of course, at bat at the time of the last inning, but Shea Smith caught running for the third out, so she's going to get another chance. Maybe she didn't like how things were going in her first at bat. Well, you get another chance. He gets a second attempt at her third at bat. Clouds and wind starting to roll into the valley just a little bit. It has been overcast all afternoon as that first pitch is low for ball one. Gonzalez, a couple of RBIs to her name, a double and a sac fly to right field. Visnick, the windup in the pitch, is fouled off the home plate and chopped towards the GCU dugout. 1-1.
There's been pretty quick adjustment from the Lopes batting roster as Visnick came on, I believe halfway through the second inning.
That one's low, and now 2-1 to Nikki Gonzalez, the three-hitter, leading off here in the bottom of the fourth inning, up 10-3. Swung on and missed as she was way out ahead of that one.
Gonzalez already with 2 RBIs and a double.
Barely staying alive. And now a conference at the mound, 3-2. Got to figure this is a huge at bat. You want to start off with an out if you're Bradley. Monumental to do so because don't want to give GCU any momentum. They've done a good job of converting once runners are put on base. They've only stranded 1 compared to the Bradley Braves 4. So 3-2. Sharply hit down the third baseline, but well foul as she was way out ahead of that one.
Progress, though, as she got to nick that one. Moving in the right direction. Hopefully she can get a little more surface area and a little more power to the next one.
Three and two, staying alive. On the ground to short, up with it, and over to first for the out. So Gonzalez is retired.
Center fielder, Lady Gomez.
Gomez up to bat. Lopes already have 1 out at the bottom of the fourth.
She lined off the pitcher's leg last time. It was Emma Jackson who was still in at that time. Before that, in her first at-bat, she lined a single to left and scored in that same sequence due to bad throws that went all the way to the right field wall. A check swing? No, they did not. Should say no, she did not, and it's 2-0.
Close, though.
Sure was close. Just looking for that check swing. If the bat in the hands go past the break of the plane of even, as Gomez is going to give this one a ride into right. This one hops off the wall. Is she going to take 3? No, she pulls up at second with a double. And the pitching woes for the Braves continue. The domination at the plate for the Lopes also continues. And now Wortman looking to get another RBI with a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And the infield will confer once more. We're going to have a new pitcher. Nope. It was just an infield meeting. I thought Visnick was on her way out, but a run scores here. You got to figure, got to look for a substitution pitching-wise. 10-3. That one low for ball 1. RBI double to left center was the result for Wortman last time. And the 1-0 pitch with 1 on. That one's going to get by, and a passed ball will lead the runner to third. So now all they need is a fly ball to the outfield, a well-struck fly ball to the outfield to score the run. So mental errors and mistakes for Bradley have resulted in a couple runs, not necessarily directly, but certainly indirectly. And fouled off. Wortman ahead of that one, barely nicking it. Straight back to the backstop.
Kind of wonder what goes through the head of a pitcher and a catcher when they're talking to each other and communicating, and they know when you have somebody like Camry Wortman, who's a record of hitting the ball pretty solidly, to try to get and trick her a little bit so she doesn't add to the already significant lead the Lopes have.
Yeah, exactly how it starts. Just don't give up runs. That one's no good on the double play. A smart job of the first baseman Habrel to field it and step on first with her left foot right away, and at the same time throw home, but Wheels leg it out, and it's now 11-3, a run in the bottom of the 4th.
Lopes head coach Ann Pearson talking with one of the umpires.
Your attention, please. Pitch hitting for the Lopes, number 33, Megan Stevens.
Megan Stevens is going to pinch hit here for Bianca Bowling. Stevens came on yesterday, and she had a hit in her one appearance when she was needed. This one fouled to the right side, playable, and the play is made over there in right field. So a first pitch out on Megan Stevens, who's going to foul it down the right field line, and a nice play by the right fielder Young. And that will end the 4th. We'll go to the 5th right after this.
I'm Taylor. I'm a senior here at GCU, and I'm studying marketing. Moving on campus was one of the best decisions ever. Being an RA has given me a lot of experience that I think I can carry on through the rest of my life. Throughout my time here at GCU, I've needed $20,000 worth of assistance, but through my on-campus position and the multiple scholarships, I've been able to earn the money each year to pay that back, so by the time I walk across the stage, I'll have no debt.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Another run for GCU comes across in the bottom half of the 4th inning. That was thanks to a sacrifice single to the right field, or to the first baseman by Camry Wortman. Gomez was able to score thanks to getting in position by her double off the right field wall. And the lead even more comfortable for Taylor Nolan. It's at 8 as we'll go to the final 3 innings. Exactly where the Lopes want to be.
With the Lopes being and having the highest lead of the game today of 8 runs. As you said, Alex, Nolan has a very, very comfortable cushion right now for her pitching, although she does want to continue to keep that focus that we've been talking about and keep that mindset.
Half swing is rolled on and it's foul. So it seems like she kind of checked her swing. That one high in the zone, and it's 1-1. Leonard watches that one for strike 2. Liz Leonard, who has a strikeout and a fly out to center field, down in the count, 1-2. Almost a strike, but maybe just a little low, and a good eye by Leonard to watch it. Working back in the count, 2-2. Swung on and missed, and another strikeout for Nolan, looking to get to 11. She's at 6, and that is the first out of the inning.
Already.
Nolan, nothing's changed. She still deals.
Just like that already with the pattern of this 5th inning. We've got a similar resemblance to the 4th.
Be fine with a 1-2-3 inning, wouldn't you, Dewey?
Yeah, it'd be nice. Rough start to this with 2 balls and no strikes. Still got that 1 out.
And this one in there for a strike, 2-1. If you're just joining us, thank you for doing so on a Saturday. Alex Larson alongside Dewey Jeffries. GCU ahead in this one in the top of the 5th, 11-3, thanks to 5 hits. Or I should say 10 hits, 5 hits for Bradley as that second pitch in there for a strike by Nolan. 6 strikeouts so far for Taylor Nolan, who won a complete game Friday against Northern Colorado. More of the same here. She's on fire. And the Lopes looking for a 4-0 start here in day 2 of the GCU kickoff tournament.
You can't help but feel for Taylor Nolan, though, as every time she pitches, she usually has a smile on her face, as even if she knows she messed up, she's going with it and following through with whatever she did, owning up for it.
Just having a lot of fun, and it's hard not to when you're up by 8. Not really too much to worry about. Of course, you don't want to be careless, but, you know, an 11-3 lead is better than anything they've sat on so far against the Bears or the Braves. And now the 3-2 with 1 out. Chopped on, made in the hole by the shortstop, and all the way across. And Shea Smith, who didn't play that to her backhand, squared it up, so needed even more momentum to get it off. Does so, and it's in time for the second out. The Lopes are firing on all cylinders, pitching defensively and offensively. And as a result, 2 outs with an 11-3 lead.
We've already got that 1 and 2. We're looking for that 3 for it being that magic number.
Fouled right back towards us. So 3 strikeouts in a row for Nolan last inning. Looking for another 1-2-3 inning here. Oh, man, that ran in and hit her. That plunked her. Katie Habrel hit by a pitch right to the abdomen. Didn't really even have time to turn in on that one. And obviously shaken up here. She'll take some time.
That'll be the second person during this game to be hit
Right fielder,
by
Brooklyn
Nolan
Bain.
and to take first base.
Well, it obviously doesn't even need to be said, but Nolan, of course, not intentional whatsoever. She's pitched a lot in the last 2 days and a lot today. The Braves have done a good job of working the count. And that one just getting away from her, looking to control the inner parts of the plate as she's done the whole time today. Just missed that spot, and runner on first here with 2 outs. That doesn't really change things too much.
You got to note, too, as strong and as powerful of a pitcher Nolan is, eventually your arm's going to get tired. I mean, you can pitch as well as you can for as long as you can, but eventually you're going to have to take some time to give it a little rest.
Yeah, and to your point there, I mean, you look at a major league pitcher, once they go, if they were going to go to complete inning, they have to get at least 5 days of rest. The quick turnaround for softball players is something that certainly advantageous, because you can go your ace 2 days in a row and not have to worry about ruining our arm.
So we sit at 2 balls, a strike, and 2 outs. Bain is still at bat.
And a slap swing foul to the GCU dugout, so it'll be 2-2 with 2 outs here. Two and two is high, and so that'll be 3-2.
Nolan still taking her time. Like you said before, really controlling the pace of this game and taking a good amount of time between pitches to make sure she knows what's going on. As Bain hits that one, she goes, but she gets out for the 3rd out, and that will be the end of the top of the 5th inning. The Lopes sit at 11-3.
Sorry about that, having some problems with my microphone. Nice play there made, so good job. Oh, and that's going to do it. Okay, so the run rule is in effect. They got the run rule. The game is now over. The game is over. GCU has won due to the run rule, 11-3, and so we're done.
Wow.
Look at that. GCU is 4-0. I didn't even know that. I wasn't aware of that, and so they get the win. Look at that.
Bradley 3.
What an unexpected but lovely surprise. And, of course, you got to figure you love it if you're the Lopes getting off a couple hours early and get to go relax now after a well-played day of softball.
Absolutely.
The Lopes win this one 11-3. They are 4-0 so far in the tournament. They'll have 2 more tomorrow. 10 hits for the Lopes, only 5 for the Braves. Nolan went a complete game. 2 errors for Bradley, 5 left on base. And again, an 11-3 win for the Lopes. So we thank you very much for joining in. Guys, don't forget to check out the game tonight against New Mexico State, the basketball game, coverage starting at 6:30. But for GCU softball, we'll be back tomorrow I'm Alex Larson alongside Dewey Jeffries. Please join us again tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you at the New Mexico State basketball game. Good afternoon, and go Lopes.